um, because Google and the internet is getting much smarter. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, guys. Good morning. All right. So I put I know a lot of you guys don't like artificial intelligence, and I get it that you don't like artificial intelligence, but this has to be talked about because who here uses a search engine? Who here uses a browser? Who here uses Google? Who here uses YouTube? I mean, you're on YouTube, so you're using Google products, and so this is very important because Google just came out with an announcement. Um, Oh, I put it over if you're a Patreon member, I put it over on the free thing. What's up, Bubs? Um, oh, what's up, Bubs? Nice to see you. I ain't seen you in a long, long time. But essentially, what Google has done is instead of releasing everything like quickly like everybody else has been doing, they've been sitting back and they just created a multimodal artificial intelligence platform. And in the same way that China is giving away free AI agents, I think that's kind of what Google's trying to do. That's the interesting part. You got to go watch the video. I don't want to get into the AI part of it. As far as like technology and stuff, what I want to get into is if you're somebody who's going to be having a business because you do your business online, whether you advertise online or whatever, it really doesn't matter. If you use Google in any form or fashion and you make money through the Google ecosystem, this is going to directly affect you because and I noticed this probably a couple of weeks ago. You guys heard me say this, is that that Google will cease to exist because it will no longer be a search engine. People are using these chatbots as a search engine. It's becoming way more it's becoming way more common because you're getting better answers, and the buyer experience is so much better. I mean, I need this, well, it's going to tell you the right product to buy for what it is that you need versus you trying to figure it out on your own and trying to weed through what is crap and what isn't crap. Because it gives you a little bit of, as a consumer, it gives you a leg up. And so now Google is making a transition to this. Now, you've probably heard content creators saying, my views are going down. Yes, your views are going down. Um, there's a couple of reasons for it, and I think and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Not only have your views gone down, but your revenue's gone down. In so many ways, I don't know if it's just unintended consequences or if this is so that the rich get richer and the poor no longer have an opportunity to get in. I don't know what it is. Because it sounds really strange. Now, you'll hear the propaganda from Google that will say, yes, we've made it easier for people to become content creators, but that's because they're competing with TikTok, who out the door, as soon as you post a video, I think it's an automatic 500 views. But since they've been forced to sell to the Americans, quite frankly, all of their software connected to it, because now I am. CapCut is part of that ByteDance ecosystem, and I will tell you, I'm paying twice as much for half as much. I was much more satisfied with what I was getting when I was when China owned it than when the damn Americans took it over, because they basically made it dysfunctional. AI has destroyed several of my videos. And in my fatigue, because I'm trying to produce, I'm missing some stuff, and this is just being destructive. So all in all, content creators are seeing not only a decrease in views, but they're also seeing anywhere from a 20 to 50% reduction in overall revenue. I mean, think about it like this. During the pandemic, so many people decided, hey, I want to become a content creator. It's like, okay, great. Well, all of a sudden you get going, you start building, or you're a new person and you're like, okay, well, I need to be able to get going. Well, basically, YouTube just they just cut your legs in half. They just took your legs out. So if you are a content creator, like, okay, let's use me as an example. I'm surprised. Is anybody? Oh, okay. So we've got one chat. Who's all here? Is Beth here? Have I missed my whole crew? Or did I piss everybody off with this morning's video or something? Or is it just Monday morning and everybody's like, I'm fatigued out. I'll catch the replay. So, mm, yeah, because I mean, this is public. So, I mean, I got 3 people here. But Google is basically, whether they realize it or not, they're being self-destructive to the ecosystem, because everything is, and this is what I started doing. I've actually got the dog barked. Hey, what's up, man? I actually have my own little thing that I'm doing. So you guys know that on the business side, because I know you guys don't really like to listen to business. You don't like to listen to anything that talks about artificial intelligence. I mean, pretty much anything that's going on in the world that has to do with technology, I can't really have a conversation about here. So I got to go over there and I got to do that. But I just kind of wanted to let you guys know, give you guys a good morning, say hi, how you doing, all that other stuff. Because I mean, and quite frankly, everybody that wants to be like anti-technology, like I'm not gonna watch it, it's artificial intelligence. When you see me, when you see me walking down the street and you're standing there holding out your pan because you're like, I don't want to do artificial intelligence. Okay, great. Well, when you do that, when you're holding that cup out, going alms for the poor, just remember somebody tried to warn you, but you were too stubborn to listen to it. So. Therefore, I think that this is an important subject that we as a society need to really have a conversation about, because it's about to get really scary. I think that this is going to be something, because here's the thing. Let me ask you this. I was going from about 2 to 5,000 views per video when I would put it out. Okay. As soon as I got off the bus here, I went down to less than 1,000 views per video. And I've on a rare occasion I make it over 1,000 views. Now I used to be, at least a couple thousand. It was rare occasion that it was under 1,000. And so all of that happened. And the thing is now that they're allowing artificial intelligence to get in there and to start focusing and affecting our basically it's going to affect your decision making, because you're relying on oh, hey there, Craig, nice to see you. It's going to get well, homie, and it sounds like you're hunkering down for the economic storm. Well, the thing is, the only way you're going to survive what's coming is you have to keep your ear to the ground. That's why it's like all these preppers and like if you listen to, I understand the age group. Oh, I hate technology. I'm old. I want it to go back to be something else. I understand that a lot of my viewers are older and they refuse to adapt or change to a lot of things. And to me, that's a little frustrating, because what you're doing is your closed-mindedness is going to be your demise. And normally you could get away with it, and it's you could get away with something like that. But with artificial intelligence, you do that, it's a fatal mistake. And just to see people do it and then to have to like get the backlash from a lot of that stuff, the only way that you are going to survive what is coming is if you crap. Oh well, I guess no pancakes this morning. Either that or I'll make them in a minute. But if you want to survive what's coming, you better be paying attention to all of this artificial intelligence news, because right now Google has integrated artificial intelligence in enough to where with the stroke of a keyboard, somebody in the back end, let's say they start trying to do the draconian system like what the Chinese have, right? Well, what does that mean for you and me? Well, that means that our information is going to be slanted towards us. But see, the thing is if you're not paying attention to artificial intelligence and realizing that Google just kind of has now integrated it, and they've been the leader in AI for a very long time. They were actually doing it way before everybody else was doing it. Not to mention, they're funded by how many alphabet agencies? This is, and so not keeping up on artificial intelligence, especially as the way that it's going. I mean, right now, if an ad agency could put me out of could I mean, as a content creator, if you're just relying on ad revenue at this point in time, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you could rely on ad revenue because you would build an audience. If you had 10,000 subscribers, you had 10,000 instant impressions. Okay, at a 5% click through rate, you're getting at least a couple thousand clicks because people would subscribe because they liked you and all that other stuff. And now it's nothing more than a vanity metrics. I have 9,000, almost 9,000 subscribers. And out of 9,000 subscribers, I'm getting a 20% return rate, but I'm also seeing I'm not even getting 500. Hey, what's up, Matthew? I'm not even getting 500. You know, that's where this becomes an issue, is that somehow, just because they're focusing on shorts, because our attention span isn't there. So since our attention span isn't there, now long form creators like me that do long form content, because you can't really do much educational in a 30-second, but now they're giving you 3 minutes because, again, they're competing with TikTok. And quite frankly, TikTok is crap. That's my opinion. But anyways, oh yeah, I might have to start putting a disclaimer up before the start of every show, by the way, to keep myself. But I was asking, I think it was ChatGPT last night. Me and ChatGPT were having a little bit of a conversation, and I was asking, it's like, okay, with all this, how do I make my stuff searchable? So what you're going to start seeing from me, as far as my way to mitigate it, because the thing is you got to be smarter than the machine. Okay, the thing is that the machine follows an order and can predict something if you ask it to. As a human, you get to see it naturally because your body's constantly thinking about survival. Okay, so this is something that you as an individual need to really think about, is how are you going to survive what's coming, because it's going to dictate all of your education. So a perfect example was an experiment that I ran yesterday. Type 1 if you saw the communist test video that I put up there, because I got 30 views. I was wondering how many of you got to see the communist test, because here's the thing. I had, out of 30 people that looked at it, 29 of them watched it all the way through. One didn't. That right there shows that it was complete. It was interesting because it was controversial. I took something that is a hot button issue right now. We're dealing with China, so therefore it is, to are you a communist test? That's gonna bring people in. That's gonna kick the gears going. YouTube refused to put that out. Whereas I put 2 remixes out of my homeless video. I got 1,000 views per. Got a few extra views on the long form video because of it, because YouTube wanted to push that out. Now they say, oh, it's the audience. They're the audience. No, they're hiding behind the audience. This is my opinion. This is what I think, because as somebody who's in the thick of it, has to deal with it, I'm sitting there going, why the fuck is this not working? Okay, as somebody who's having that experience in life, I'm trying to figure it out and not go down the conspiracy road, because quite frankly, there is no conspiracy. They say what they're going to do. Well, I just didn't find it in time. Well, now that I understand what it is that they're going to do, now I, as the individual, have to figure out a way to circumvent all of that. So that's what I'm working on right now. I wonder if I should make pancakes. No, I might make it later if I want a snack. I just want to sit here. All right, Sam. Hold on. You guys want to see Sam, so let me turn this. I've had to. Not enough counter space, and everything's on the counter. It's like you know that the dining room table at home, that's always cluttered and nobody sits at. It's like the catch-all. That's what my counter feels like to me. Okay, okay. Here you go, baby girl. Fried oatmeal instead. Um, I got some oatmeal. It's there as an emergency. I don't know. I've never really been into oatmeal. I tried it on trail lots and I just couldn't get into it. And when you need calories and if you'd rather go without than eat it, then you might as well just stop buying it. But okay. Okay, let's see. Adapter parish, yes, it's going to be a while. Yeah. And so you guys are getting to hear my frustration a little bit. And my frustration isn't with the people. My frustration is with the way that technology is making our decisions, deciding what works, what doesn't work, and deciding how we do things. It's taking away our independence. Okay. Yeah, well, I just cooked on the stove. So yeah, I have an oven. I don't use it. But yeah, and I can't use it because I don't know. There's something wrong with the. I'm not comfortable enough running it just because of where the flame goes. I don't want it to light something on fire that it shouldn't, because that flame goes up into the wall. I don't like it. But anyways, the whole reason, if you guys remember when we first started talking, I talked about my 2030 business plan. My 2030 business plan was this: AI is going to take over the world. Need to build a digital rebellion. I think that with what we're starting to see, that this needs to start picking up some steam, needs to start picking up something. I'm inviting you to join the digital rebellion. We're going to figure out ways to circumvent technology for certain things, because as a community, we could easily be separated by the algorithm, because now it starts serving you one thing, starts serving you another thing, starts serving you another thing. All of a sudden, instead of being able to unify, what it can do is it can split us apart. And so it's important to be able to kind of like have your outside of the matrix meeting system. So my outside of the matrix meeting system, the gate to where you guys are going to be able to communicate with me and stuff like that, is Patreon. Okay. Regardless of how you feel, it's a way where I can actually talk and not be censored and say the things that need to be said. Things that will, as I said, I did the communist test. 30 views, one person swiped away, everybody else watched. Like nobody, that right there is the makings of a viral video, a viral short. That whereas in less than 10 minutes, I had 500 views on my remixes, on each one of them. And so it's like this is how the algorithm. The thing is I as Nelson Rockefeller said, no, it wasn't Nelson Rockefeller. It was, oh fuck, the Rothschild, one of the Rothschilds in the 1850s. He said, "I can't give me control of a money, give me control of the nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws." Well, give me control of your information, and I will make sure that basically we have gotten to a point where they are now using the technology, or whether intended or not intended, whether they know it or not, they're using it as a way to be able to what's the word I'm looking for, to basically brainwash you and think that and make you think that it's your own choice. That's the thing. It's like there is a great movie you should watch. You better not what are there? Oh, there's nothing out there. I thought you saw some cows. Okay. But that is the simple of the simple of it. Is as somebody who comes on YouTube, who uses this type of stuff, we all like our content, we all like our community. We're all going online, and we're all going to have to create our own little communities. And so I'm inviting you to join my digital rebellion community. over on Patreon. Because again, like I said, come on over to Patreon, get the free membership. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything. It is a meeting point. If I get deplatformed, demonetized, or anything else like that, and you like this information, that's where you can come, and you don't have to pay to be there, because it's some can, some can't. Some want to support the cause, some just want to be part of the cause. Okay, and I'm looking for both. That's why I have the free membership. And I think that at first I didn't really think that this was going to be something that really needed to be talked about for another 6 months to a year. But after this release with Google, I think that this is something that we really need to be. Yes, Matthew, awesome, thank you, welcome. Um, and just so you know, we are running there's a contest that we do every month. Okay, um, and you get prizes for entry. So if you do one of the paid memberships, you get double entry. So it's $10 per raffle ticket. First prize is the Sovereign Operator plus a digital bundle pack. The second prize is an unreleased digital bundle, and the third prize is a free membership to the to Digital Homesteader. Okay, so those are, if you want to do a contest, you want to do a membership, you want to do stuff like that. But there's things over there. I post stuff out on the free side for the community as a way to be able to I push things out in the there so that I can communicate with you guys and share with you. It's like, okay, this is stuff that I want you to be aware of, because I think it's very, very important. I don't just share random stuff like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. It has to fit a criteria of like, is this something that I can talk about myself, or is this something that is so well done that it articulates it in a way better than I can? That's like one of the first criteria. And then it's like, am I spamming? How many have I done today? Is this part of a bigger message? Stuff like that. So I put a lot of thought, and I try and filter out a lot of the BS and only put the good things that are out there. I've got other people I can spam. Okay. So but yes, come on over to Patreon, join the Digital Rebellion. I'm going to bring all of my communities. There is where we're all going to be. Now, for you tonight, guys, because I've got a meeting here in a bit. That's why I started the live stream early. And it looks like today's been a bomb day for the morning video that I released. It just I sometimes when you rush out content, you put things out quicker than you should. I need to slow down even if I don't make my schedule, because it's better that I put out quality content than just quickly to meet a deadline because I'm behind with everything that I got to do. So, okay. Okay. Fried. Okay. But yeah, I adapt repairs. And for those of you that are wondering, if you don't know, Patreon is an app you can download on your phone. If you and it is also a website you can go to. Okay, so it's Patreon. The link is down in the description. Yeah, you can find all that stuff down there. I put it down there just for that. But like I said, if I get deplatformed, demonetized, that is the community. Instead of like, I want to focus on YouTube because I need it to be able to survive right now. But my goal is over the next 6 months, I need to divest myself fully from Google so that I can use it as a funnel instead of as a primary source. And that means that I'm gonna have to really work on getting my website up and running. Hey, what's up, Beth? And all that other stuff. So, anyways, this is just my thoughts. But yes, join the Digital Rebellion. Come on over to Patreon. We're gonna talk about this more tonight. Well, actually, no. What questions do you have around this? I mean, I've kind of talked about it, but what questions do you guys have around this topic, real quick, if you don't mind me asking? That way, I can decide if it's even worth talking about. Mm. You want some more, Sam? Wait. Yeah, I want pancakes later. Go for it. All right. But anyways, guys, better late than never. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Yeah, just joined Patreon just now. Okay. So, all of you. Okay. So what's gonna happen? I just want those of you that are here. We're gonna do the morning chores. Just today's a busy day for me. Mondays, every Monday I usually that's when all my meetings are. Um, and so therefore I have to. I really don't have a lot of time to do anything really like to sit back and get some work done and stuff like that. I just basically this was come on, have breakfast with you, say hi, and I'm gonna be jumping into a meeting right after this. So that's part of the reason why I started it when I did. But yeah, that's my big thing, guys. I know that there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my head. Why is everyone so scared? It's all gonna be okay. They want you to be scared and medicated. Stay strong, people. Raj, I strongly disagree with you. I strongly disagree with you. Okay, I think that scared is the wrong issue. No, you shouldn't be scared of it. If you're informed, dude, like me, I see fire. I'm not scared of fire, but I definitely have some reverence for fire because I know it can burn everything down and it can take my life. It is something that is strong enough to be able to take my life. Am I scared of it? A tiny bit, just out of the reverence, just to know the power and the capability it has. But it also gives me, it teaches me to be responsible, because when you're afraid of something being more, uh, being like putting you out in one way or another, then you are going to try and understand and control it and be responsible with it. Just like a weapon, a pew pew. If you it's a very strong weapon. It is, it's like taking a sledgehammer to your teeth. Okay. Because every time I see a gun, that's what I feel. It's just like, because you can feel it's almost like you can feel the um you can feel the power in it. What kind of meeting, Raj? um, I am meeting with homeless entrepreneur. Him and I sit back and have a weekly discussion about how my channel's going and everything else like that. Because after being on the streets for the last couple of years, um, it ain't that deep. You just always had more than you needed and scared to lose it. And um, okay, I don't okay. Uh, Fear is yeah, okay. Well, we can have that discussion later on. I mean, that's a because I mean, you're kind of coming out of left field on me. I don't see how that fits into the argument, but whatever. That's what you do. Face the right in the elbow, and move on. Yes, you kind of you got to be you got to be responsible about things that you use. Like you got to be responsible with the pew pew. And so the artificial intelligence is just of dangerous of a weapon as a pew pew, and we regulate that, and we make sure to be responsible with that and teach everybody who uses one to be responsible with it. You don't just go waving around pointing it at people, right? Okay, well, we're doing that with AI, and that's the big problem here. It's that it basically, and unlike a pew pew that requires human interaction, this it will get to a point very soon, and they're already starting to do the self learning, and even allowing it to rewrite its own code. You're going to get to a point where all of a sudden you can't get out of it. It's um it has integrated itself in so well that it kind think of it like the deep state. Okay. It is so ingrained and so deep in, you can't get it out. Okay. You will have to essentially, you will have to end the whole government, in order to end the deep state. But tech, if I'm being responsible, that's all I can do. Worrying and being scared. Yes, Raj, but the problem is the average person isn't responsible. You have politicians that act like children. It's basically, our ruling elites at this point in time are so drunk with power. It's like Lord of the Flies. Okay. They are in la la land and they think that the whole world revolves around them and that they're the greatest thing. And yeah, da, 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 da. Okay. Bullshit. Okay. But you know, that's the lies that they're fed to keep them in power, so on and so forth. But it is what it is. All right, guys, I've got to get to this meeting. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Thanks for being here. And I will see you tonight at 8 Eastern.